Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Mataji, Dandat Pranam to all of you. Thank you so much for joining the session today, Gita Gyan session. Let us take the blessings of the deities of our ISKCON Sheshadripuram temple. Shri 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 Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Mai ki Jai. Vamanate Bhagavan ki Jai. Sudarshan Bhagavan ki Jai. Shri Shri Gauranitai ki Jai. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Srila Gurudev ki Jai. Let us offer our prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Itinamine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So we are in chapter 1 right now, observing the armies on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. And today we will be discussing about two slokas. One is 27 and the other one is 28. This is sloka 27. Tan samikshya kaunteya sarvan bandhun avasthitan kripaya paryavishto vishidan idam apravit. When the son of Kunti, Arjuna, saw all these different grades of friends and relatives, he became overwhelmed with compassion and spoke thus. Shloka 28. Arjuna uvacha Trishtve mam svajanam Krishna yuyutsum sampushashtitam sidanti mama ghatrani mukham cha parishushyati. Arjuna said, My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth is drying up. Yeah, let us discuss about these two shlokas. First of all, what we are seeing here is Arjuna is overwhelmed, right, by seeing all his relatives over here. So let us discuss how great Arjuna is first, and then we will discuss why he got overwhelmed. Arjuna is said to be very courage. His qualities are courage, strength, humility, wisdom, and his commitment of truth and justice. These are the great qualities of Arjuna. And there are a lot of other greatness of Arjuna also. I'll just narrate a few very important things here. His mind is spotless and he is clean of all impurities. Lord Krishna says Arjuna as Anagha. Anagha means pure of heart, or he is sinless. And Arjuna's mobility is manifested in his magnanimity in victory and compassion towards all the adversaries. And here there is something called, like, when all the Pandavas marry Draupadi, there is a clause. It's called Tirtha Yatra clause. Here it says all the 5 brothers should follow this advice from Narad Muni. Here what it says is one brother will have exclusive rights on Draupadi for 1 year. And at that time, nobody should disturb that couple in that year. And like that. So every year they change. So here they all agree to this clause. And what happens is, if you disturb the privacy of that couple, that person, whoever disturbs, will go to 12 years Tirtha Yatra. So what we see here is, when a person is attached, with staying with his wife for 1 year, and later the clause says you can't disturb, and they have agreed to it and they follow it also. That means, see, the mind of they are controlling their senses so much. Arjuna is able to control his senses at that time, right? And next one, Arjuna, when Arjuna goes to Swargalok, what happens is he is approached by Urvashi. She gets attracted to him, and she says, "Accept me," but he refuses her, uh, as he considers her as his own mother. That is the test of his penance, actually. See, and then what happens? She curses him, that you will become a eunuch, sort of. And then that curse is decreased to 1 year, and that curse gets helpful when they all go to Ajnatavas. He Right. So curse is there, but what happens because of his purity? That curse becomes helpful in that Ajnatavas, right? And the next one is, uh, and what happens in that Ajnatavas? He becomes as Brahanala. He teaches dance to Uttara, the king's daughter. And after after that Ajnatavas completes, the king comes to Arjuna and says, "I want to. Can you accept my daughter as your wife?" And Arjuna says, "I am the teacher of your daughter, so I accept. I am like her father, so I cannot accept. So what I will do, I will accept her as my daughter-in-law." See the greatness of Arjuna. See, he is able to control all his senses so nicely. Next one, once he fights once with Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva comes disguised as a hunter and fights only with his fist, not with the weapons. Such character of Arjuna gives him so much power. So he is so powerful. It's not like he's a little power. His power is immense, right? And the next one, when Karna's chariot gets stuck in the mud, Arjuna refuses to kill him. Why? He doesn't want to kill anyone in in a bad means, right? Unjust means. And the last one is, uh, there is a challenge given to Arjuna to kill a fish which is rotating on the top, but they have to see in the water which is on the bottom. They have to see the reflection of the fish and kill. And still he is able to do that. Such a great person is Arjuna. And what does a Kshatriya do? Actually, what is a Kshatriya supposed to do? It shouldn't be very hard to kill for a Kshatriya, right? They practice all this, they learn hunting, they do hunting also. So uh, here Kshatriya means, Kshat means injury, Tra means Trayate. Kshatriya has to save the citizens from being injured by others. So Arjuna was not a coward, actually. He was a competent person. Now, by seeing all this, Lord Krishna tells, um, uh, at the end, when he speaks to Arjuna like this: "Putastvam kasmalam idam vishmat sampushtitam anarya jushtam asvargyam akirti karam Arjuna." So Lord Krishna says, "My dear Arjuna, how have these impurities come upon you? They are not at all befitting a man who knows the value of life. They lead not to higher planets, but to infamy." So Lord Krishna is telling, well, your thought process is wrong. He's telling, you see, Arjuna might have achieved so many big things, but the thought process, why he is getting overwhelmed, all that is wrong. He's telling. So now, why Arjuna is getting overwhelmed? Let us see that. So here he's telling, how can I kill my own men? So why he is thinking like this? Because he is seeing all these people who are in front of him in bodily relationships. He is telling, oh, my own men. And this my own men, that sort of thinking, Srila Prabhupada says, is a barrier for spiritual understanding. Two things are required in human life. That is, one is knowledge and the other one is vairagya. Vairagya means detachment. When we are in our bodily concept, attachment increases. Man is attracted to woman and woman is attracted to man. This is like nature increases the bondage automatically. It's called, in Srimad Bhagavatam 5.5.8, it says, Pumshaha striya maithune bhavam etam tayor. Mitho hridaye grantham ahu. Hridaya grantham. Hridaya grantham means not in the heart. my wife, my husband. Therefore, for spiritual advancement, we have to train our mind. This is very important. Here, and the problem with the mind is it is very flickering. It is flickering and it is changing, accepting something immediately, rejecting something immediately. That is the problem with the mind. But when the mind is trained up properly, senses will be controlled automatically. The strong minded person, for example, if we become strong minded, how, what is the example? I will not accept any foodstuffs not offered to Lord Krishna. It's like that. So some few things we have to, like this we can train our mind. So here, in so in this we have seen, in 1.28, when he saw all these relations, he got overwhelmed. So all these symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness actually. Why this has happened? This is actually because of his soft-heartedness. This is the characteristics of a pure devotee, because this happens because he forgets his real identity at that moment, and the Lord reveals this in the next chapter. So Srila Prabhupada says, one who has unflinching devotion for the Supreme Personality of Godhead has all good qualities, but one who is not a devotee of the Lord, who has only material qualifications, that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. How is this happening? Let us see this. Right now, we are seeing a lot of population in the world are getting affected because due by depression. They are committing suicide. But why is this happening in general? They feel stressed out. When a person feels stressed out, what happens? They take the shelter of, instead of taking the shelter of the Supreme Lord, they're taking shelter of intoxication like smoking, alcohol. And when these two are also not, they don't work much, they start taking drugs, and that becomes a cycle, you know. And once they take drugs, then their mind is not very sharp. So that means they are unable to earn that money, right? So they're losing a lot of money because of this. So they start gambling, and this cycle continues. They lose a lot of money in the gambling. Again, they take shelter of the intoxication. So this vicious cycle continues. So uh, the main solution for this is we have to become spiritual. Here, the best example is uh, Prahlad Maharaj. What happens to Prahlad Maharaj? When he is in the womb of his mother, uh, he listen. Narad Muni is teaching all the uh, shastras to his mother. Actually, what happens in between, the mother starts sleeping, but Prahlad Maharaj is listening to all this conversation, and he gains all this spiritual knowledge. So what happens with this mind? When the mind is not trained up, so the senses are pulling the mind, and the mind is giving up due to lack of intelligence and training. What is the best training here? One is spiritual, gaining the spiritual knowledge, and the next one is chanting, giving attention to the Lord. When we give attention to the Lord, all the senses come into control, because the mind gets into control, and because of this, the senses also get into control. So this is the main thing that we need to understand. And the other thing is ABCD. We have to practice the ABCD, association of pure devotees, because we need some. So we need to see some, by seeing others we learn, right? So that's why we need association. Association of pure devotees. We can take their example and we can follow. Yes, I like this devotee. We might not like we might not get attracted to all the devotees, but at least one or two devotees will see some nice qualities, and we can say, oh, let me follow this devotee very nicely, like that. So that gives us a lot of strength. That is A. B means book reading. We need to gain knowledge in book, using book reading. Srila Prabhupada has written such a wonderful books, Krishna book. There is one book called um, Sense of Science of Self-Relation. There is some book which is of a green color. Uh, uh, that is a very wonderful book. I am not able to remember the name, but I'll let you know. So book reading is very important. Krishna book is one of the best books. It has a lot of basics. It gives us our real identity. chanting. Next one is chanting. Chanting is like, that is one of the main thing. We might read a lot of books, but to implement that, our mind will not uh, cooperate with us. Uh, so chanting makes our mind, ourselves as soft-hearted, and then we can accept whatever we have written in the book easily. So chanting is very important. And diet and devotion service. Diet means we have to give whatever. Whatever is there in the nature is not ours, it belongs to the Lord, right? So we have to give it to the Lord first, and then we can uh, first we will offer it to the Lord, and then we can accept it as a, like we are saying, thank you, oh my Lord, we have come here to uh, we have come here away from you, so thank you, because of envy, right? So uh, we are thanking the Lord, oh my Lord, thank you for, even though I have come away from you, you're maintaining me, thank you so much, like that. Gratitude, with gratitude. And devotion service, when we are doing devotion service, means we are giving less importance to ourselves and more importance to the Lord. So that's why with love, we have, whatever we do, we have to do it with love. So devotion service increases our attention towards the Lord, and also uh, love towards the Lord. So these are the main things. When we do this, and when we find out our identity properly, then this overwhelming thing will not happen to us. When it happened to such a wonderful, great devotee like Arjuna, it can happen to us also. So that's why we shouldn't think, oh, I've achieved so many things, so nothing will happen to me. So these things can happen to us anytime. So that's why uh, knowing our identity is very important. Following the spiritual things is very important. Um, and following this ABCD is also very important. I end the class right now. Any questions, or anyone want to comment? You will please ask the questions. One
The acronym ABCD is wonderful, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you.
As I said, one book is Science of Self-Realization. There is another one also, one green color book. I'm not able to remember. Sorry about that.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Thank you all for joining. We'll see you tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
Hare
Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Prabhu, can you hear us?
Thank
Prabhu,
you.
can you hear us? Hare
Yes,
Krishna.
Prabhuji.
Yeah, nothing. Yeah. Did somebody want to say something? Somebody was trying to say something. Hare Krishna. Mataji, somebody wanted to say something. Okay. Yes. Revati Nandan Prabhu, one request. So just I want to give one announcement, if you don't mind.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Prabhu. Like, kindly subscribe to the YouTube channel. I have put it in the chat window, the link for the YouTube channel. Please subscribe to it and click on the bell icon. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Revati Nandan Prabhu, for your class.
Thank you for giving this opportunity.
Hare Krishna, Revati Nandan Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Dandat Pranam.
Actually, it's a nice point. Okay, just as you said, okay, today in the world, so many people are suiciding, and there, as you said, Arjuna was a weak point, and he revealed to the Krishna. So, friend, so same thing is with us. When we feel weak, we should reveal. If otherwise we do not reveal, then we will be in trouble. Actually, that Bhagavad Gita teaches that one also, Prabhuji. I think.
Yes, Prabhuji.
As you explained, it's a very good point actually. So that also shows that we should reveal to friend, our two friends, some whom you trust, that we are feeling weak on these points actually.
Yes.
So that can save us actually.
Yes.
Like I can tell you one pastime, Guru Maharaj was there. So I went to sleep, and then I suddenly awake at morning 3 o'clock, 3:30. Then I saw the Guru Maharaj's room light is on. I went down and I saw he was on call. I said, what happened? He said, some his disciple lady was there, and she wanted to suicide actually in London. And I don't know how she touched Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj was talking about 2 to 3 hours to convince her. At last, at about 3:30, 4 o'clock, she decided not to suicide. So this, as you said, that logic comes there actually. This one. Thank you, Prabhu.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your edition. It was very
So,
nice.
no,
Yes,
sorry
the
that
book-
I added something actually.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji. The book that I got inspired was Journey of Self-Discovery. I forgot
Oh,
that.
yeah.
What a wonderful book that is.
Wonderful.
Easy to read.
Yeah,
Easy to read.
wonderful.
Thank you.
Prabhu. Right.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, Prabhu.